It's time to rewire your mind. Welcome to the Hayden Russo Show, the show that provides you with inspiration to help you succeed in life. Here's your host, Hayden Russo.
There we go. I'm happy to be back with you guys. I miss you. I really miss you. Hello there. As y'all know, I like how that there sounds, so you know I gotta do it one last time. Hello there. I gotta tell you, first and foremost, I wanna apologize to everyone for last week's show. I think that was one of the worst shows that we've done. I think that was worse than the first show we ever had. But you're going to have good days and bad days. And, I think I had a bad day because I had the wrong topic. Shouldn't have ever touched that one. But moving on. Today I had a very, very, wonderful character building day. Didn't get up at 2:45, got up at 4. Wasn't able to take me a run or walk, but that was okay. But then my laptop decided that it didn't want to work today while we're out on an estimate. Leaving the estimate, the key breaks into the ignition. Thank God for my wife bringing me a spare key. Server breaks down. But yet, not once did I lose my mental focus. Did I begin to behave in irrational ways? I did all the things that I could do. I communicated with the clients. Oh, by the way, just to add to the character building day, 6 guys doesn't show up today. My 2 top guys at Watto and Chibo, they decide that they're going to get 4 additional guys not to come to work today. So I had to work around that aspect as well. But I'm here and I'm happy to be with you here today. And we're going to move on and we're going to forget about our character building moments. And we're going to talk about things that will make a difference. Sometimes the show seems that I may be jumping over the place. So we need to get a little bit more consistency, but let me communicate with you guys. We have people that listen to this show over in Macedonia. To all my friends, Miss Dana Klein, Elliot, Marie, to my attorney, Mr. Paulinik, to everyone over in Macedonia, don't think that I've forgotten about you. And those of you that want to know where Macedonia is located, it's located in southeastern Europe. I visited Macedonia approximately 1 year ago, and I wanted to see what the opportunities were over there, and I want to learn more about the culture prior to trying to engage in business. Although I met a lot of different businessmen from all across the field, the opportunities over in Macedonia is endless. So part of the show when I'm talking and I'm trying to talk to the people over there and the people over here, I just need to just have my normal conversation, and we will either understand the conversation or we will have to go back. And that's why we can always come back and go on Talk Zone and pull these things up on demand, I meant to say. So I want to thank the listeners in Macedonia. I want to thank the listeners here in the United States, all across the country. And I really didn't know that this show would be this much a success. where everyone calls me and give me their opinion, but you made it very loud and clear that you're looking for a new and powerful show this week, and I'm here to give it to you. The topic today is going to be about family. We want to begin to understand the impact that each and every one of us have within our families to not only make the world a better place, but to enrich our souls and to make our life more enjoyable as we live here on planet Earth. What purpose does the family structure brings to everyone? What purpose do you think the family structure is? Me, myself, I personally feel that the family structure is vital. I think that the family structure is the man's responsibility to lead. Whether the woman or the man, whoever is the breadwinner, it should always be the man that takes the responsibility for the household action. I have been burnt with half of my right arm with 600 degrees of asphalt. I have been hit by a tree and slammed to the ground. I have been poked in the eye. I've been cut. I've had flus. I've never missed a day of work. Why? My wife depends on me. My kids depend on me. My sister depends on me. The people that I motivate depends on me. The kids that I support at the basketball games depend on me. The cheerleaders depend on me. The world depends on me. I don't have a day to take off. When you see me, I don't dress myself. My wife dressed me. Now, I have to be real careful with this show because now I'm going to let you into my house. I'm going to let you into my bedroom. But then I still don't want my wife to kick me out of the house after this show. So I got to walk a fine line in that regard. But I think the man is the key to all household because he has the strength and the mental fortitude to be able to deal with life challenges. He has the strength to be the protector, and he would die for his family if it is necessary without hesitation. And I want Dave, I want you to go to this clip. This clip that we're going to play here is about, it was taped in church by my wife, and the pastor was speaking to me, and it's clearly explaining about family, the importance of the man, the importance of the woman, how all that ties in together, how we need to deal with our kids, and how we walk in the image of God and we do things and tap within the greatness and tap within the genius that was given to us by God. Dave, I'll let you know when to cut that, stop the tape. But would you begin that clip for us, please?
Do you hear me? Let's go.
Say it again.
Flip it around. Yeah. Flip it around. Some of you women can be something else.
Yeah. Say it again.
And if you got a good man, yeah, you better be thankful. Ooh, yeah. He's out there working hard. Yeah. He's giving you what? $2 working overtime, whatever. Yeah. And then you. Be grateful. Be grateful.
Tell us about the good woman again.
You want to hear that good woman?
Let me hear that one more time.
Is my baby on the phone? Glory be to God. Hallelujah. Amen. Glory be to God. But a good man as well. Yeah. This thing. Yeah. It says when a man. Yeah. Find it. So women, don't you go looking. That's right. Don't go looking. No. He find you. When a man. He found. When a man find you, say what? Hallelujah. He find a good thing. You hear what I say? When a man. I didn't say a boy with man pants on. I said a man. A man that will sacrifice, that will do, that will provide. I'm talking and make you a man. I'm talking a man. Yeah. Yes, Lord. When he get his act together. Yeah. When a man loves a woman.
Dave, if you'll pause right there for a moment, Dave. The responsibility of a man is one that no one should want to carry. The responsibilities that we have to carry, we carry them, and it gives us strength. It gives us strength and courage when we need it, especially in life and death situations. The people that are able to hang on, the people that are able to strive, the people that are able to overcome what people say are impossible. You remember in the earthquakes, people were still alive after 21 days. People still were alive after 35 days. What kept them alive was their faith. Their faith in their family, the faith that the people that depended on them, they said, God, I'm not ready to die yet. I refuse to give up until I win. And that's the attitude that I have. Let me tell you the importance of the family structure. In my household, things did not begin to change until I changed. When I stopped letting my mother raise my kids because I wanted to go to every Miami Heat game. When I put on and worked every single hour just to say that I'm providing for my kids, yet my kids were spending no time with me. The man's responsibility is to enjoy his family. And I don't want y'all to take 30 plus years to figure it out. I'm telling you today on this show, support your man, and men support your women. And if you look, there's a lot of growing up that I have to do. I'm not the perfect soul. I've made a lot of mistakes. But my family support me because I come and I explain to them when I'm wrong. I apologize to them. When I make a decision, I explain to them why I made that decision. I don't try to play that I know it all, but I try to explain to them the way that life is. I don't want them to go outside my household to find out how things happen. I want them to find it within my household. My 22-year-old son, when he was 18, I took him in the restroom and I showed him how to put a condom on. That's my responsibility. The way that you see life and the way that I see life is completely different, because when I look at my kids, I'm not looking at them. I'm looking at my grandkids. When I build homes and when I extend my house, it's not just for my kids. Ladies, in case you put one of my boys in the doghouse, they always can come back home. But a doghouse should not exist in any one household. the woman that wants to control that aspect of the marriage. Okay? The intimacy that is required in a marriage is critical. The woman can never allow separation to come within the household or to begin to build within the relationship. We'll get to the kids, but let's stay focused on just the husband and the wife. Because when friction comes, you should love more, not separate more. Okay? Let me explain to you guys that when you get in an argument, don't use the argument, women, if your husband wants to show love and affection and wants to get lucky. It's not your job to say that I don't feel that you should get lucky right now because I'm punishing you. That's God's job. Your job is to love and support and give your husband all the love that you can give him. But for the women that are out there that say, oh no, I'm going to punish you for a week, or I'm going to punish you for 2 weeks, or some of you take it to the extreme, I'm going to punish you for a year or a month. A year is a month. A man has wants and desires and needs, and he married you to fulfill those. And when you begin to do things in that nature and you begin to bring in separation, that's when you find that distance begins to build within the relationship. We just had a caller that just called in. Marie, would you please call in, please? Would you please call back in? The call just dropped. Please don't just tell us that we're doing a good job. We want you to come on the air. We want you to be live and we want you to communicate. And I apologize for not getting to you sooner. But thank you for your warm comments in the event that you don't call back. When we begin to do things like that, women, okay, it's not a good thing. We have a call on the line. Miss Marie, are you there? Hello, how are you?
Yes, sir. How are you? I was calling to let you know that you're doing a very good job. I listen to you every Wednesday, and you're doing a fine job. And I have 3 little kids, and you are their role model. Me and them listen to you every Wednesday. And I was letting you know that you're doing a fine job and continue to do the good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have a question or any other comments that you would like to say?
Not really. Just continue to do a good job because you are my kids' role model.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I promise you that I will carry that and I will continue to give them tools that would help to benefit them. And the next portion of the show after the commercial break, not coming up right this second, we'll be getting into the kids and some of the things that we need to do for them. Thank you so much for listening to the show. But getting back to where we were, it's important that no matter what you do in a marriage, that every night you guys are able, no matter what happened during the day, you're able to come together and irregardless of anything that happened, if the woman or the husband wants to become intimate with each other, you become intimate. There's no doghouse. There's no doghouse in my house. Me and my wife, we make decisions together, and that was one. We sleep together every night, irregardless of the conversation. irregardless of how entertaining it was. And we love and we always hug and kiss each other and tell each other how grateful we are to be with each other on a daily basis. It is important that we build this bond and we continue to make that bond stronger, because it would help us to go through thick and thin. It would help us to get our kids to stop listening to individuals next door or listening to someone of their friends. It'll get us to the point where our kids will look at us as examples, the way that we treat our wives, the way we treat their mothers. When they see that, then they will begin to carry themselves and conduct themselves accordingly, and they would treat their wives that way and possibly in better ways. But I'm more importantly concerned with building them to protect and groom my grandkids. All of the mistakes that I've made with my 4 kids, I want to be able to pass it along to my grandkids and make this, not only make the world a better place, but make my family much stronger, intimately, emotionally, and mentally. And we'll talk about that when we come back after the commercial break, right after this. The best pork, barbecue, ribs, and chicken in the state of Florida. Don't believe it? Try it yourself. Call Bounce Back Barbecue at 561-307-4382. They also do catering. That's 561-307-4382. If you would like to be a sponsor or advertiser on the show, call today at 561-723-6781. If there is a topic you would like to discuss on the show, call and inform us today at 561-723-6775. You can always reach me at Facebook at Hayden Rousseau. That's HYDNROUSSEAU. If you like what you're hearing from Hayden Rousseau, book him today. 561-723-6775. He has experience to deal with trouble use, successful businessman, excellent motivator. Whatever your problem, he has an answer. Give us a try. 561-723-6775. Man, I'm getting ready for First Friday. What? Man, look at your hair. Dude, go get a haircut. It's 8 o'clock. What do you mean 8 o'clock? You still have time. Go down to Headliners. They'll take care of you right away. 1523 West Blue Heron Boulevard, Riviera Beach, in the Imperial Plaza. If you get lost, give them a call. 561-429-4765. Go down to Headliners. Come experience a true haircut.
Welcome back to the Hayden Russo Show on TalkZone.com.
Thank you, Dave. Now, for the kids, I need you to cover your ears up just a little bit, okay? If you want to the women, if you want to learn how to totally control your man, to make sure that joker behave and do all the things that he needs to do, what you need to do is, instead of giving him that little special extra treat on Christmas and birthdays, make it a habit, make it a routine. Give him the treats every day. And watch how he changes, and watch how supportive he is, and watch how he jumps. If you say you want a kitchen, he's going to say, I didn't like the kitchen anyway. We should have changed the kitchen a long time ago. So I just want to reiterate again that it is important that we understand that the family structure is critical to healthy life, to healthy well-being, to a strong spiritual soul, to long-lasting life, to a prosperity that you beyond your wildest beliefs. When a man and a woman love each other, nothing can overcome that love. And Dave, if you could continue playing that clip for me, I would greatly appreciate it.
Lie not one to another. Seeing that ye have put off the old man.
You have put off the old man and his deed.
Yes.
You put off his deed. I don't do that. I don't talk like that. Glory be to God. You don't put off the old man. Right. So therefore you don't have to scheme. Right. Glory be to God. Hallelujah. I can pick up the phone, babe. You got some money?
Yes.
You ain't gonna never tell me what he got. You got some money? He said, what you need?
Yeah.
I don't feel like, can you go to Burger King and get the chicken sandwich and the onion ring?
Yeah.
He said, okay.
Good. Yeah.
And it's there when I get home.
All right. Good.
Glory be to God.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. Even if you don't know how to cook, maybe throw something together.
Yeah. Try. Yeah.
Try.
Yeah.
And get up early in the morning.
Yeah.
And then work hard. Because the Bible says he shall work by the
Sweat of his brow.
The sweat of who?
His brow. Right. That's right. And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge. After the image of him that
according to the image of him who created him. God created him. You, me. God created and he put you the head of your house. Stand up and be the head of your house. If you got a wife that's mouthy,
get her again.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Oh, pray.
Yeah.
God, shut them out. Pray to God, shut them out.
Yeah.
Glory be to God. You know, because sometimes she may have a little bit more and she may think, you know what? And then that's when she needs to be praying, Lord, let my husband's eyes see what I see. Open up his eyes. Or give her a way to go to him and say, babe, or whatever your sweet name you got, the mine is babe. Babe, what do you think? Yeah. How do you feel if? Yeah. I don't even buy a piece of furniture in my house without my husband. Come on, babe, let's go shopping.
That's right.
He'll say, will you get what you... No, because you got to look at this.
That's right.
And most of all, you want to pay for it. Yeah. So you need to be happy with it. So you need to come home and, get started in the right color. Just get each other's, or whatever. Glory be to God. So, because you don't want him to say, you gonna do what you want to do anyway. No. Because at some point he's gonna come back and say, you're gonna throw it up in your face. Yep. And you don't want him to throw it up in your face. So you cut it.
Listen. First and foremost, this is a small church that houses about maybe 100, 125 people maximum. It maybe not be that large, maybe 75. But this is what worshiping is about. This is what fellowship is about. This is God put man and woman together to build the family structure. But without communication, it is crucial. Without communication, deterioration and separation, which will lead to possibly divorce, what can happen. So how we guard ourselves against that, we need to have logic and reasoning behind it. How you guard yourself against that is you love your husband, you love your wife. Studies have shown that most arguments happen between 6 and 8 o'clock at night. Don't bring work home with you. everything that I told you that happened to me today, whether it was my key breaking in my ignition, whether it's Chibo and Waddle not coming to work and all the 6 guys, guess what? I stayed focused on the solution. And I communicated effectively with the guys that were present. Junkie, I see you. Thank you. Hayden, I see you. Hayden Jr. Brandon, thank you. Y'all stepped it up today. To my wife that brought me the keys when I broke down. Thank you. Because I'm grateful for all these things. I'm grateful for the prayers that people pray for me. I'm grateful for my wife's prayers, but the prayers, the family structure, the kids, work, play, none of that is effective without communication. Oh, I don't have time to communicate. I have to watch my favorite show. I have to call my girlfriend and talk about what happened during the day. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain it to you, okay? All right, we have 86,400 seconds in a day. Okay, 1 million seconds is 12 days. And every day that we live, we're dying. So the communication between the husband and the wife can never be distance. If the husband or the wife wants to share their soul with someone, the first person they should say it to or want to say it to or want to communicate it to should be their partners. Because here's why that's crucial. We talked about the importance of the love in the marriage, the communication in the marriage. Okay? But every single year, the household is supposed to be getting 30% better. How does the household become better? Because you have love, you have happiness, you have the wife that is supporting the husband that is supporting the wife, and they're totally in love with each other. And then when something happens, they get through it. They don't fight and argue. They don't take it to the streets. They don't take it to other people to bring it to their business. They find it at home, because without that communication, without that love, there is no way that we'll be able to foster that and push it down to our kids. Our kids are watching our every single movement. Our kids are watching how we interact, how we deal with issues, how we handle the character building moments, how we handle the problems that they give us to see what our reaction will be. The kids are our future to our legacy, to give us the life that we want to give back to our grandkids. See, I want to live to give my life experiences to my grandkids so that he can make sure that he passes it along to his grandkids. Let me tell you something, guys and ladies and gentlemen. I watched love and happen miracles in my own eyes. When I burnt my hand with 650 degrees of asphalt, I didn't miss a day work. The doctor told me that my hand was not coming back. I was going to have keloid. He gave me all this stereotype stuff. I told him he wasn't God, number one. Number two, I told him that my hand was going to come back. And guess what? My wife said, your hand coming back. My kids said, your hand coming back. And guess what? My hand came back 100%. So the love and the faith that you have in one another will bond and solidify your relationship. And when you get in an argument, don't only tell, as the pastor said, don't only say, forgive them. Go and love them. Give them a kiss. As I like to do, give them a pat on the butt, especially you're in public. I want everybody to know I love you. I might not be perfect. I may make a lot of mistakes. Okay? but I'd be god dogged if I don't get off my spine and do what's necessary to make my family whole. And my life started to change when I started changing me and changing my mindset, the way that I think of my kids, the way that I think of my wife, the way that I think of my marriage, the way that I think of my family. It is my job, is my responsibility to do what is necessary to help them to make their life as prosperous as possible. People tell me, why are you doing so much for your kids? If my kids say that he wants to play basketball, I'll create a team for him. If my son says that he wants to be a movie artist, we'll go get cameras for him. But yet I will not try to force what my thoughts or what my wife's thoughts or what our careers are. I will not try to force that onto my kids. God has rewired us to be different. Every single one of us is different. Each one of our kids are different. It took me a hard time and a long process to learn this. But you have to engage in not only to tell the child what it is that he needs, but to show him. I don't want to just tell my kids to take lemon water in the morning. I explain to him and her and to my wife and the rest of them the health benefits to the mind, to the soul. I explain to my kids why they should read. Because if you're not reading, then your mind will never grow. And we'll talk about the importance of education as a family and the solution is in the next segment. But let's stay focused on the kids right now. I don't want my kids who are away from me 12 hours of the day. Okay. When you drop your kids off to school, and I'm grateful for the schools my kids attend, and I'm blessed and I'm fortunate because God has helped us through those situations. Okay? But if I don't have the level of communication with my wife, I'm never going to have any type of communication with my kids. So you'll begin to see that your kids will listen more to outside folks than they will listen to you at home, is because you're not building that connection. And when you're not building that connection, you're creating separation. And then you get to the point where the kid gets 15, 16 years old and you're having a hard time reeling them back in. And what reels them back in is some type of tragedy or mistake that happens, as opposed to them creating that mistake at home to find solutions. So I'm going to reiterate what I just said. It is critical that the communication between the husband and the wife is solid. The kids are always watching. And when you learn how to properly communicate with your kids, then, when you learn how to properly communicate with your wife, then it will slowly foster down to your kid. And here's an example. I used to always come in the house when I wasn't, when I had issues and no one paid me at work. I come home and blow up at my kids and blow up at my wife, when the problem really wasn't that. Or whether a government check didn't come in and I was expecting it and I didn't have a backup plan and I missed payroll and I couldn't pay 30 guys. I didn't let that throw me off to bring that into my household and take it out on my kids, take it out on my wife. Are you serious? You want to talk about, you want to be successful If you want to be successful and your wife ain't on board, you're not going to be anything. Matter of fact, you need to go talk to your wife first before you go out trying to tell the world about what you're going to do to be successful. Because anybody showed me someone that's successful that don't have a strong woman in the background holding and being a kickstand when he weak to hold him up from falling. The woman does all the little dirty things to keep a man whole and keep a man pure, to protect the family so that he can pass on his knowledge to his grandkids. But you can never get to the grandkids unless you take care of your kids. Are you serious? After they go to school for 12 hours, you want to go and you want to watch your favorite program from 6 to 8? You don't want to talk to your kids and ask them how their day was going, what's going on in their life. You don't want to learn the computer, or you don't want to learn what they tweeting and Snapchatting. You don't want to know what's going on with these kids, and you continue to let yourself get disconnected. And you want to know why the kids are not listening to you, but they're listening to everyone outside your household. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, please, let's take our household back. Let's take our mindsets back. Let's build a relationship not only with our wives, but with our kids, and build a family structure that will endure, that will strengthen and persevere through all type of adversities. Let's build one another up. Dave, I'm sorry. I went over, Dave. Let me get a little bit of music, Dave. I apologize to everyone that's paying for these commercials. We got a lot of topic. Can't get it all in an hour. We're gonna do our best to get everything in that we can after a short commercial break. We'll be back with more right after this. Why replace your roof when you can repair it? Call Built Right Roofing today at 844-277-7663. That's 844-277-7663. Come and experience the Built Right way at 844-277-7663. Do you have a ride on your way? Are you in the New York area? When you're stuck, call on NYC Taxi Ride Yellow and Green. We have 2 apps at your availability: www.waytoride.com or www.goarro.com. NYC Yellow Cab is ready for you. Car accident, dents or scratches? Has the Florida sun faded your ride? Call High Gloss Paint and Body. Their service is fast and reliable. High Gloss Auto Paint and Body will deal with your insurance company, taking all the load off your shoulders. I know what that can be like. Call them today, 561-508-4220. They're located on 2550 Windsor Avenue, Suite A, West Palm Beach, Florida. You tell High Gloss that Hayden Russo sent you. Are you ready for your meeting next week with the Sororities Club? No, I want to be different. Me too. What are you going to do about it? I'm going to call Wearable Nelly. Who? Wearable Nelly. They got you covered. Sorority logos, promotional materials, handbags, uniforms, family reunion shirts, and under pressure, they'll deliver on time. Call them today. 561-293-6444. Or you can email them at wearablenalia@gmail.com. Hey, tell Rodney Russo that I sent you. That's 561-293-6444. The House of Bling is here. Woo! Specializing in rhinestone apparel. Bling out your company logo or team logo. Call today. 561-723-6781. Woo! They're ready. Get your bling, women, cheerleaders. Tell your coaches about the House of Bling. We're here for all custom apparel. Again, that phone number is 561-723-6781. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. I want to give a special shout out to my wife and kids. Oh my God, my critics. Just a side note. Last night, I have 2 kids that play against each other, school that play against each other, and one had to win last night. And how do you come home to one side is a winner, one side is a loser? Balance that, and those are your kids. So I'm happy that I have a great relationship with my kids. Woo, cause that would be tough. But getting back to where we were, we talked about during the going to the commercial break of how important the communication is all the way down to our kids. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, this leads to kids on drugs, committing suicides, doing things that they shouldn't be doing, communicating with people that they shouldn't be communicating with. All of this stems from, to me, my personal beliefs, the household. And who's the head of the household? Is the man. And if you don't have your mindset right, you will filter that down through the kids, and it will not be beneficial in the long run. Let's not create problems for ourselves down the road. Let's continue to create love. Let's continue to create happiness for not only ourselves, but for our families. With love, pure love, and dedication. Dave, would you continue playing that clip for me, please?
Come on, Sister Clover.
Where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, born nor free. But Christ is all and in all.
Okay. See, there is no race in heaven. There's no race of people. There's no male. There's no female. There's no black. There's no white. There's no circumcised. There's no uncircumcised. In Christ. In Christ. Glory be to God.
Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering.
See, now these are the characteristics that you need to put on. Yes, you need to put on these things. Tenderness. There's a song that you said, try a little tenderness.
Yeah.
Been out there throughout try a little tenderness. Meekness, humbleness. Put these characteristics on in the relationship, in your walk. Glory be to God. Hallelujah. Thank you. After you done took off all that other stuff, now these are the things you want to put on. Come on.
Forbearing one another and forgiving one another.
And that's what's something we don't do.
Forgiveness.
We don't forgive.
If any man have a quarrel against any,
Come on now.
even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness.
And which is nothing but love. If y'all put on all that tenderness and meekness and all you're doing is putting on love. I can walk up to you and you done did something to me and I can say, I love you. Hug you. Because guess what? I'm not going to heaven. I am not going to heaven if I don't love you.
That's right.
I'm not going if I don't love you.
Right.
I won't make it in if I don't love you. I have to love you. I have to love each and every one of you. I have to love you for me to make it there. And I'm going there. And y'all ain't going to keep me from going there. I love you. If you don't love me, that's on you. And I'm good with that. All right. It's called love. I have to love you.
You got to do it.
I have to in order for me to get to heaven. And this ain't no show thing down here. Oh, girl, child. The first time somebody said, child, hang up the phone!
Hang it up.
Because they finna stop when my sister and I call you, I say stop and say, you know what? Let's pray.
Yeah.
I say stop.
And then she ain't.
Pray. If you taking a prayer every time, she'll stop calling you with the food.
That's right.
She don't want to hear prayer. That's
right.
Prayer move God on the throne.
Yes, it will.
Come on.
And let the peace of God rule in your heart.
Can you let the peace of God? Can you truly say, I have the peace of God in my heart? Yeah.
You can go ahead and cut that, Dave.
Can you truly?
It is critical that no matter what is going on in your life, no matter what is going on in your kids' life, no matter what's going on in the work, no matter what's going on the field, you inject love in every single situation. You'll be grateful for every single situation. A Chinese bamboo tree, for some of you that have never heard of this, must be fertilized and watered for a period of 5 years. And within that time frame, that bamboo tree may grow a foot. But after that 5th year, the next 6 weeks, that bamboo tree grows 90 foot tall. So the question is, does the bamboo tree grow within the first 5 years or 6 weeks? And we know the bamboo tree grows in 5 years and 6 weeks. So when your kids, and when you feel that your kids are not doing the things that you want them to do, the things that you taught them to do, the things that you're instilling in them, when you think that you're not seeing the results that you're looking for, it is not the results that you need to be looking for. Your job is to give your kids the wisdom and the knowledge that they need. And then it's God's job to judge the result. Don't give up on your kids. Make sure that, that you're doing everything in your power to give your kids everything that you need. And Dave, we won't be having a commercial break on the end. Dave, I need you to cut into this next clip for me, Dave. The next clip. I want to give y'all the 5 rules. This is a short little clip. I want to give you the rules of success so that we can inject the solutions of some of the things that it is that we need to have a healthy family. Dave, would you run that for me, please?
I'm Bruce Feiler, a New York Times columnist and the author of the new book, The Secrets of Happy Families. I was frustrated as a parent. Our house was chaotic. Our lives were just out of control. And I was tired of all the experts giving it the same stale advice. And I went looking for new ideas. And though I vowed I would never do this, here are 5 tips to make your family happier. Tip number 1, don't worry about family dinner. Parents are told, you must have dinner. It's great for your kids. But the problem is, it doesn't work in many of our lives. Turns out, you dig deeper, the news is good for parents. There's only 10 minutes of productive time in any family meal. You can move that to any time of day and have the benefits. Can't have family dinner? Try family breakfast. Bedtime snack. Even 1 meal a week has benefits on the weekend. So tip number 1, don't worry about family dinner. Tip number 2, let your kids pick their punishments. We're told as parents, order your kids around, take control. But as any parent knows, it doesn't work all the time. Turns out there's research that if you let your kids set their own goals and make their own schedules, evaluate their own work, they build up their brains and take more responsibility for their lives. We now have a weekly family meeting in my house where we say what's working, what's not working, and we've picked 2 things to focus on. We let our kids pick their own rewards and punishments. Boy, they're much better at it than we are. So tip number 2, let your kids pick their punishments. Tip number 3, tell your family history. Researchers gave kids a simple do you know test. Do you know where your grandparents were born? Where your parents went to high school? Somebody in your family who had a difficult situation like an illness that they overcame. Kids who scored highest on this test had higher self-esteem and a greater sense of control over their lives. This knowing about family history was the number 1 predictor of emotional health and well-being. So teach your kids they're part of something longer. Tip number 4, cancel date night. We've all been told, date night is good for couples. But it turns out just go to dinner and a movie ain't going to have much help. You need to do something new. Get lost. Try a new recipe. Go to a new part of town. If you do something together, you'll rekindle those chemicals of when you first were falling in love. So cancel date night. And the last thing is ditch the sex talk. The talk, we're told, with the birds and the bees. But it turns out if you wait till the kids are 12 or 14, it's too late. They have bad information, and they're tuning you out. As early as 18 months old, research shows, you have to start telling kids about positive body parts, positive sexuality. Even being romantic with your partner in front of your kids teaches them a healthy sexual relationship. So the point is, you don't need a grand scheme. You don't need big new plans. You need to take small steps and accumulate small wins, and your family will be happier. I'm Bruce Feiler, the author of The Secrets of Happy Families, and those are 5 tips to make your family happier.
And so, guys, I want to leave you with this. Love your wife, build strong relationships, give your wife hugs and kisses in front of your kids, and when your kids make a mistake, love them. And when you make a mistake, always remember, no matter how bad or how rough your mistake was, your kids will always give you every excuse in the world to come back home. So you just they'll give you any excuse, they'll accept it, and you can come home and you give them that love and support that they need, and you do those 5 things that we just gave you. And I promise you, you'll have a very healthy and successful family. Be great and enjoy your week. We'll see you back next Wednesday from 5 to 6 on Talk Zone, the Hayden Russo Show. Thank you for listening. See you next week. If you like what you're hearing from Hayden Russo, book him today, 561-723-6775. He has experience to deal with trouble use, successful businessman, excellent motivator. Whatever your problem, he has an answer. Give us a try, 561-723-6775.
This segment of the show was sponsored by Shakira Roll at ERA Home Run Real Estate. Buy, sell, or rent, I can help the entire world. Need assistance with down payment? No problem. Call Shakira Roll today at 561-312-2641 or email her at info@rollhome.com. That's info@rollehome.com. Visit her website at www.rollhome.com. That's www.rollehome.com.
Why replace your roof when you can repair it? Call Built Right Roofing today at 844-277-7663. That's 844-277-7663. Come and experience the Built Right way at 844-277-7663.